Hey everyone! Welcome to this first video about PowerPoint where we're going to talk about the simple presentations. Now a lot of people know how to make presentations in PowerPoint. It's not that difficult. Let's get into PowerPoint. But before I get into it, remember that I have files for this class. They're online at jameswdh.com/finance. If you go on that website, you'll be able to locate the get exercise files download and you'll be able to get the exercises so we work together. The file is in the PowerPoint folder and it's called PowerPoint 101 and you can open it with me. So here I go. I'm launching PowerPoint. So here I am in my PowerPoint presentation, which I like to call your last PowerPoint class, because I'm hoping that you'll never take another one, right? And that it's over after this. You've learned and mastered PowerPoint. I'm going to move forward because I don't want to show all of the things in class. And I'm going to go to slide 7 over here. And I'm going to present it here by using the presentation button at the bottom right here of the slideshow. And by doing this, I'm going to launch my presentation. And here I am in my presentation, and I'm going to talk about making a simple presentation. And these are the features of a simple presentation. I can't really, point on the screen, but you'll see here it's written slides and notes and bullets and text options, but also shapes and animations and transitions. And these are going to be their own little videos, right? And working with pictures and all these other things. But we're really going to try to focus here on slides, notes, bullets, and text options and how they work. So I'm going to leave my presentation by hitting the escape key. And we're going to try to talk about what I'm saying here. So I'm going to go to my 8th slide, which is called Slides, Bullets, and Text Options. And we're going to talk about these things. And as I go here, maybe you like what I'm saying and you'd like to take some notes. So if you want, you can take notes here where it says notes, and you can say, in this section, you need to learn how to use bullets. And you can input notes here so that if you're following a presentation from somebody, you can take your own notes on what's happening in the presentation right over down here. Another thing which is important to work with inside of PowerPoint is bullet forms. If you see here, I've got bullet points. I'm going to try to get this a bit bigger so that you can see what's happening over here. But I've got a bullet point here, and I've got a bullet point here. And if I were to delete all of this, right, I would start over at the first bullet point. I could type things like vegetables. Right now, vegetables, there's subcategories to vegetables. So if I hit tab, you see I can type beans, right? And then there might be different beans. So I enter, and then I hit tab again, and I type green, right? And red, right? And then this is where people get lost. A lot of people, they want to move back, so what they end up doing is backspace. And they do backspace like mad people, and then they end up wondering how they can get back a level. So tab brought you in one way. The way to move in the other way is to use shift tab. So you see I'm in front of red here, and if I move backward doing shift tab, I can go back and type fruits here. And then hit tab and type thing like orange, right? And in orange I can hit tab again and put clementine or mandarin, right? And different types of oranges. And by using shift tab, I can go back and write confusing fruits and vegetables, right? Because we all know how tomatoes are, right? We don't know if it's a confusing fruit or a vegetable, but I was able with tab and shift tab to manipulate my bullets, right? So if I decide that this doesn't exist anymore, I can hit backspace and it falls into fruits and it deletes it. If I think tomatoes are its own category, I can hit shift tab and it goes back to be its own category. If I think it's part of oranges, I can hit tab and it moves inside of oranges. So tab and shift tab really help you navigate your bullets and decide on which indent they are in, which a lot of people try to use backspace for or enter in different touches. So try to keep and focus the tab and shift tab. This works in Word, this works in Excel. This is a very great feature for making your bullets move. Also, when we're talking about text options, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but you know that you have bold and italic and underline, and I think that you figured this one out. They were under the Home tab, and they're healed, bold, italic, underline. But there's also sizing, so this is the size buttons. But what I want you to know about size is that there's an interesting button here, which is like an A with an arrow on top, which makes it one size bigger if you click it, or one size smaller if you make it. So you can choose the sizing dynamically by growing or reducing, which I like better than trying to go on this menu and going, oh, is it 23 the best, or is this the best? It's a bit simpler. Also, casing might be an issue, and this is interesting because if this casing, I wanted to put it in like sentence case, there's a button here for casing. This button is only available in PowerPoint and inside of Word. It's not available inside of Excel for some strange reason. But you see here it's been casing. Color is also an important little thing that you can do here. You see I can make it red, or I can make it green, or any color. And kerning. Kerning is an interesting thing. A lot of people don't know about kerning. Kerning is the space in between all of your letters. So you see here how it's indented. Some people, to make kerning, they're actually going to type things like K space, E space, R space to create these spacings. But you don't have to. You just have to type your word, and then you select your word. You go under the Home tab, and there is a button here that says if you want it loose or if you want it tight. It's quite useful when you have problems with titles that don't fit. I'll give you an example. We're going to go down here to the title here, Presentation Technique 101, and you see how it's on 2 lines? And I could try to make the font size smaller, but then I would have a title with a font size that doesn't fit the other ones. So here I can use kerning to make it tight, and now it fits really well out there, and it's not a 2-liner, right? And sometimes it's the opposite. You end up having a title like here where it's presenting, and this title is not long enough and it doesn't fit the design. So to make it look a bit more, roomy, I'm going to make it loose. And you'll notice now the word presenting takes a bit more space. I can do it again here and even make it, oops, sorry, wrong button, very loose. And then now it's even taking more space, so I can try to consolidate the spaces inside of my slides. So these are very interesting text options that you have inside of here. So like I said, your word, you go under Home, you pick this, and you can kern it to be very loose, and you'll notice that they're now way more separated. Isn't that great? I think that's a wonderful feature. And remember that you can change your text like this, you can change your bullets like this, but not only can you change your text and your bullets and your titles just by clicking them and typing them, you can also add new slides of different genres. And to add a new slide, you go under Home, and there's a big new slide button. I recommend using the bottom one, and you'll notice that there is different types of slide options here, including a title slide, a title and content, section headers, and etc., etc. And by adding a slide, you get a blank slide. You can type anything, right? You can use your words, add bullets by going under Home and clicking the bullets button, right? Oops, Home. Over here, click here, type to enter text. I'm entered text. I go under Home, and I can choose here the bullets. I can choose these ones like this, and now I'm going to get these nice square bullets. Remember that you can hit tab to indent it a level, right? And don't forget that you have to use shift tab to go back, right? Right? Don't also forget that you can edit your text in many ways, and you can make it look nicer by making it either all caps or making it cased or kerned. These are all tools that are available to you inside of PowerPoint to make your presentation more aesthetically pleasing. And remember, right, that if you're ever using PowerPoint for your needs and you're trying to make simple presentations, use the best of the tools that you have. Use the best of your bullets, use the best out of the text, and make different slides. Don't only use the same style type, right, for your slides, and try to make it original and give it some form of, good feel to it. We're going to go to the next one, but I'm done talking about simple presentation needs. If you want to try something, just try to make a simple presentation with 5 slides and some different text in it, right, to see if you can work with it properly. But I'm going to move on to the next point, and I'm very happy we're done with simple presentation. But the next one is shapes, and shapes is a powerhouse feature.